Iron Man: The Last Stand. Tony Stark sat alone in the dim glow of his workshop. The arc reactor pulsed softly in his chest, a steady rhythm that was both his lifeline and his burden. Blueprints and half-finished gadgets lay scattered across the table. Outside, the world moved on. Cars honked, people laughed, children dreamed of heroes. But inside, Tony wrestled with the truth. Heroes weren't born. They were built, piece by piece, scar by scar. For years, he had played the role of Iron Man, the genius billionaire in the shining suit, the one who cracked jokes even while staring death in the eye. Yet tonight, his hands trembled, not from fear, but from the weight of knowing what was coming. The Avengers had disbanded, fractured by mistrust and battle scars. Captain America was gone, off living a quieter life. Thor had returned to his realm. Natasha and Clint had drifted into shadows. And Bruce, well, he was always somewhere between man and monster. That left Tony alone, again. But the world didn't stop needing saving just because the Avengers had fallen apart. A call came from Rhodey. "Tony, you'll want to see this." On the screen, satellites showed an enormous object drifting toward Earth. Not a meteor, something darker, deliberate, an alien warship. Tony's heart sank. He had seen this before. The nightmare of New York, the Chitauri, the wormhole. It all flashed back. Except this time, there were no Avengers to stand by his side. Just him. For a moment, he thought of calling Steve, but pride stopped him. No, this was his fight, his responsibility. If the others couldn't or wouldn't stand, then he would. He put on the suit. The familiar click, the whir of servos, the tightening embrace of armor. When the faceplate sealed shut, the trembling in his hands stilled. Tony Stark was fragile, but Iron Man was unstoppable. The warship descended above the Pacific, casting a shadow over the water. Sirens wailed in coastal cities. People screamed, pointing at the sky. The craft was massive, a dark leviathan blotting out the sun. "Friday," Tony said to his AI, "give me readings. Massive energy signatures, unknown origin, weapon systems primed." He muttered, "Of course they are." He shot into the sky, a red and gold streak. The closer he got, the clearer he saw the ship's surface crawling with alien machinery. As he landed on its hull, metal claws burst out, attacking. Drones. Hundreds of them. He blasted two with repulsors, ducked under another, and unleashed micromissiles. The explosions lit the sky like fireworks, but more kept coming. "Tony," Friday warned, "their numbers are endless." He gritted his teeth. "Then we cut them off at the source." He drilled into the ship's plating, forcing entry. Sparks flew as he tore his way inside. The corridors pulsed with alien light, cold and humming. At the center, he found it. A core glowing with energy, far stronger than anything Earth had ever known. And standing guard, a figure. Not a mindless drone, but a towering alien commander clad in obsidian armor. Its voice rattled the chamber. "Human, you wear false metal, but it will not save your world." Tony raised his repulsors. "Yeah, well, it's saved me plenty of times. Let's dance, Darth Ugly." The battle was brutal. The alien strikes shook his armor, denting the plating. Tony countered with every trick in his arsenal, sonic blasts, lasers, smart bombs, but the commander adapted quickly, shrugging off attacks. For every blow Tony landed, he took two in return. He was losing. His HUD cracked, his breathing grew heavy. He could feel the arc reactor straining. The alien raised his weapon for a final strike. Then Tony remembered something Steve said once, back when they still stood side by side. "You're not the guy to make the sacrifice play." Tony smirked weakly inside his helmet. "Guess I'll prove you wrong, Cap." He lunged forward, grappling the alien, forcing it against the core. Warnings blared. Energy overload. The ship trembled. Friday's voice shouted, "Tony, if you destabilize the core, you won't survive." He closed his eyes, saw Pepper smile, heard Peter Parker's eager voice, "Mr. Stark, can I try the suit?" and felt the weight of every life depending on him. "Not a bad way to go," he whispered. With one last surge, he poured all his suit's power into the core. The explosion was blinding. The warship erupted in the sky, raining harmless fragments into the ocean. On Earth below, people looked up, shielding their eyes. They didn't see a man's face. They saw a starburst of light, a final act of defiance. Silence followed, then cheers. The world was safe. Days later, fragments of the suit washed ashore. Among them, the arc reactor, its light finally gone dark. The world mourned. They remembered the genius, the hero, the flawed man who never stopped trying to do the right thing. And though his face was hidden behind a mask, his legacy was written in every saved life, every child who believed again in heroes. Iron Man was gone, but Tony Stark's heart beat on. Through the people he protected, the hope he left behind, because heroes don't die. They live forever in the stories we tell.